do white people make they?
Oh man, live access suspended. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is really interesting. Lots is going on here at the Light Being Wellness Center, and I don't even know if I can talk about it. I've been banned from TikTok till December for spreading misinformation. And then my song Fucked Up System, they took down the video. Then they took down the song, and then they took down a video that I used the song in the background. And then today when I tried to log into the astrology app, I was able to log in, but the site is apparently down. And I'm having a difficult time with my website. Let's see. For 10 years, it's been hacked by someone on the East Coast and over 10 years now. And recently I learned that there's 4,000 backlinks to inappropriate sites. And then yesterday, while we're trying to transfer, this is lightbeingwellness.com, transfer it to another host because the other provider was trying to charge me $500. They found out that I have 51,000 files, over 10,000 photographs, and these are all linked to inappropriate, well, not all, linked to inappropriate sites. There's a uploader where people can upload photographs, and half of the data is missing. It's been replaced with a file that says silence is golden. So I believe this is in response to my platform when I was coming out about my SA with NDT. In the silence, in the violence. So today's Wellness Wednesday is it's not happening on TikTok, and I guess it's happening on YouTube. So I'm just going to keep going until I'm told otherwise. So I was not able to get the astrology report together. So we're just going to do some self-care. And because of all that distraction and disturbances, I don't have my tools out. So I'm just going to put them out and then do some self-care. And I have a session later this afternoon, which is great. So I need to get ready for that. So I'm not doing so well today on this Wellness Wednesday. Maybe someone will have some positive messages for me today. It's just really interesting how all these other things can be happening. All these other things are happening, and yet when we report the things that are happening with us or to us, we can receive a violation, even though we're the ones that are being violated. I guess I'm having trouble processing this today because there's so many things going on like that right now. And my spirit guides are urging me to continue moving forward. And I guess my ego is trying to tell me to just walk away from it all. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the tuning forks as I'm setting them up. So I'm using Acutonics tuning forks, which are tuned to the different planets, which is why I was trying to obtain the astrology reading, because I usually choose the tones based on the reading for the day. And I believe I'm going to continue this work, I need to find another provider because there's always something with this one site that I use. There's always something that's going on. And I know we shouldn't take things personal, but this is really getting ridiculous. So I use the 10 Shaw bells at the beginning of sessions to call in the ancestors to help us with the session. So I studied with Acutonics, is it Institute of Integrative Medicine, I think I'm calling it. I took many of their classes. I stopped after a while when they were opposed to me bringing out the Kemetic version. They kicked me out of the institute. And then later on, they asked me to develop it, but I'm still not involved with the institute anymore. I'm kind of a rogue sound healer. I wonder what it was on a TikTok app. Good rising. Looks like somebody's here with me today. Thank you for being here. I was just talking about how I've been banned on a TikTok live until December 3rd. Let's see if they can remind me why. And then on Good Rising, then on YouTube, they took down one of my songs. Ooh, they did not approve of my appeal. This was yesterday? Misinformation. Yeah. So I'm just a little out of it right now. Just trying to keep it going. Yeah, but what I'm feeling today is I'm feeling like, because I read over their guidelines, the word that I used, they took it out of context. We can talk about our personal experiences, but we cannot talk about what the system is actually doing to people. So I suppose it's just time to seek other platforms if I want to continue in this manner. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I mean, I knew it was bad. It's never happened to me. I've heard about people getting banned and kicked off. Yeah, this is really interesting. It's I shouldn't let it bother me, but it is bothering me. So, see, I can't even read this person's name. Yeah, so I'm just Andrew Soros. Yes, I was just saying that due to technical difficulties, I wasn't able to log in and get the astrology chart for today, so I don't have the thing set up. I was just going to do some self-care, talk about frequencies and sound healing in general. So right now I'm setting up my tuning forks and talking about my experiences as a sound healer. I have the good fortune of having an appointment today. Someone's flying in from Arizona for a sound healing. session. So that's interesting. So I'm make sure I'm ready for that. Let's see. I do know that the sun is in sidereal Scorpio. So I guess we could do something with that. And the moon, Jupiter is still in Taurus. I've been waiting for it to move into the sacred hoop. So, for you who are still here, Andrew, do you have any questions about sound healing or healing in general or wellness? I'm open today because things didn't go the way I had planned. So it's kind of open today. I'm still processing all this that's happening. I've had that video on YouTube for since 2012. And so I guess they finally took it down. I had images of protests, I think it was. I don't even know if I have the original. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, I guess my talk yesterday must have been really thought-provoking because I received violations on both platforms. Spreading misinformation. Yeah, I just don't really know what you can say here anymore. All right, so that must be what this self-care session is going to be about. It's really got me feeling a certain way, not feeling very well. I have to do something about this. So I'm just unloading the tools and then I'm going to do some self-care. This is not how I planned it to be. By any means. But I'm really grateful that I found out about sound healing. When I found out about it, it wasn't as popular as it is now. Most people only know about the singing bowls, but these, the acutonic system, which is what we use at Chemitones, is based on principles of acupuncture, Chinese medicine, which evidence shows was the original people of the China, Japan, India were all Aboriginal, aka Black. So when you're studying Chinese medicine, you're studying Aboriginal medicine as well. I suppose that is what the problem is. I don't really agree with that opinion. Okay, just one more bag. That's everything. I have lost one of my tuning forks. All these mobile clinics, I guess, I didn't pack them up properly, and so I lost one. And I hope I can replace it soon. I missed it. It's the it's a middle tone fork that goes with the temperature tone. Yeah, I apologize for being late and being in a weird frequency myself. I just am a little confused today. Discouraged, disheartened. That would mean I need Self-Cat. Okay, so that's done. Okay. Alright, so my name is Tachia. Today's Wellness Wednesday. I'm here to talk about wellness. And I'm going to do a little self-care. Can't do the astrology, so let's work with something else today. And I am going to work on finding another source for these 13-month sidereal system. All right, so where should we begin? I really don't know. All right, let's start with the solfeggio frequencies. So this is a chart of some solfeggio frequencies. They usually list the miracle tone as 528. 432 is not an actual solfeggio frequency. I don't know why some people include it and some don't. But here at Horoscopes and Kinetones, we have a correspondence between the chakras, the aritus, the solfeggio frequencies, and the ideal solids. And that is the subject of a book that's coming out. Good rising, Constance. I am happy to see you here. I'm having a really tough morning. I need some healing from you all. I already talked about it at the beginning, but YouTube took down my song Fucked Up System. They took down the video. They took down a video that uses the song. I've been banned from going live on my other YouTube channel because I said a word. It took it out of context. And then I've been banned on my TikTok channel for going live from the same broadcast yesterday. They said I was spreading misinformation. So I'm not really sure how I feel about all this yet. I don't know. Should I fight it, appeal it, continue, leave? That's kind of where I am right now. So I'm going to do some self-care on myself. And the way it works is even though you're not here, energy doesn't know the difference between time and space. So you will, I can't explain how or why, but you will receive benefits from this little self-care session. So I guess it's my ego that is upset. My royal personality doesn't care about the violations. It'll just continue to do its thing. But my ego always wanting things to be efficient and working well and all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted. And I don't really know how to do that. So we'll start with some grounding. And start on the this is spot 4 finger widths below the belly button. And my belly's gotten bigger since I started doing this. But anyway, so I start with Gab for grounding. Thank you, Lola. I appreciate you all for being here. Feeling really sad and alone. So this is called the 3 treasures. When you unite the purpose with your desires so that you only want what's in alignment with your purpose. And that all your thoughts are focused on your desires and your purpose. So this is me talking to myself. I'm aware of what my purpose is, and I'm aware of my inner guidance and my ancestral guidance, my intuition. And I've been here before. Like how do you walk away from yourself? You can't really do that. So know. Okay, so I think I need to open up more to the cosmic mind because I'm feeling kind of blocked from it right now. I need to know what I need to know, and I need to know what I need to do. So, what did Tammy say? Tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I need to do. So, whatever weird situation you have going on right now, that's what this is going to address somehow. So this is Anpu and Yuji opening the way to the cosmic mind, to receiving divine intelligence and information. So we can stay on our path, not get bogged down in the details. I was trying to talk to someone about why someone would want to hack my website this way. Like, what do they get out of it? They get satisfaction out of ruining people's lives, I guess. That's their benefit. And then, of course, we're wondering if this has anything to do with my case against Mr. Tyson in UT. And it certainly could. I'm not going to rule it out. So I'm just opening, I want to open the way. What is Queen of Fool called? Impeccable listening. Because I don't understand some of the things that are happening. And I don't know what is my response at this moment. Because I always keep going. And whenever this happens, I'm like, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let anything stop me from my work. Removing obstacles to expressing myself without fear. And knowing how to express myself without receiving violations. That's what I would like to know. That's impossible. Okay, so we're talking about self-het. That's the ego. And I'm going to go with Nebuchadnezzar because I'm just... So it's just my ego that is afraid and worried and what am I going to do? Should I quit? Should I keep going? Ugh. So even though acutonics was developed with the celestial tones, I've been using the solfeggio frequency works the same way, and I really enjoy it. Till I lost one, of course. Yeah, so how do we express ourselves and express universal truths without receiving violations? I guess we just spell out words or use air quotes. I don't know. Oh wait, I know. Pluto. Okay, so I got a moon and a Sarah moon for our healing spiritual journey, traveling soul journey Journey of our soul. Yeah, I have the power to direct my life in the right course. Mhm. If we were dealing with amCT in society, it'd be easy. I wouldn't have gotten the violations in the first place. But learning how to maneuver through an ocean of ignorance and illusion, that's where we're at. It's like walking through a minefield. Hmm. Okay. And I don't really have any issues with my organs that I'm aware of. Does anyone have any? I want my next move to be my best move. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. I want my next move to be my best move. Yeah. I think we just have to keep trying and accept that they will keep giving us violations. I don't think getting off of social media is the way, but having in person events helps create balance and a safe space. Yes, this is true. In person events. Yeah. I really enjoy in person events. My weak link weakest link is marketing them, having people attend. I get really upset when people don't attend because I put in so much work letting them know about it. I haven't figured that out. Hmm. So let's see. My best move, even though I have a huge wound around community. Oh, yeah, me too. Definitely. All right, so I was going to try extraordinary vessel, but I said I wanted to. There's something about these frequencies. And again, I apologize for being so thrown off of my center. I've just gotten a lot of weird information in the past, well, yesterday, and I'm just not. Um, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I found out here why they include 432, and even though it's not a solfeggio frequency, it's because the solar radius is 432,000 miles. Maybe that's why. And modern time has everything tuned to 440 hertz, but 432 is closely aligned to the cosmological process, the golden ratio, etc. Um, but it's not a solfeggio frequency. So that's interesting. And I was going to do extraordinary vessels. Okay, so extraordinary vessels are similar to meridians, only they apply to Asar, Amun, Imhotep. Okay, I can do that. Asar, Amun, Imhotep. I'll use that for the extraordinary vessel we're going to do. Extraordinary vessels are attached to uh, like character traits. They're not connected to an organ like the stomach meridian or the heart meridian, but they're connected to habits, patterns, traits, personality, um, things like that. So they're not physical meridians, they're energetic meridians. So I'm just going to choose two that, just going to choose two. I usually do the Chong, which is called grandparent grandchild. It has to deal with ancestral imprints. Clears both muscle memory and cellular memory. It's good for trauma, old trauma, kidney, reproductive issues, prostate issues, menstrual issues, mutual space between the kidneys. I like this one because, treats cellular memory, genetic disorder, inherited traits, substance abuse, digestive center, opening point to spleen, difficult issues, difficult to digest. So I'm going to do that one, Chong, and the Die, which is stuck in frustration, trying to get through to things but can't get to them. The only channel that goes around the body like a belt. So that is the Chong. Oops, where's the charts? It's backwards for me. This one, this one, I'm doing this one, the Chong, and oops, backwards for me, the Die Mai on this side. And if you don't have tuning fork, you can just put your hands there. You can just visualize it. So you can look them up on the internet. Acupuncturists don't use them very much. You're going to put it on your foot here and inside of your hand. And then on this side, you put it on the opposite foot and the top of your hand. And that's a combination that I use quite a bit, actually, in my self-care and then with my patients. So we always start with on two. I'm still going to use the combination that was recommended. And I'm going to stick with Ubuntu, Cosmic Intelligence. So let's check out my house first so you can see the points. And so this is the opening point for the Chong. So you start on your right foot, you end on your left hand. So that's good. It's kind of challenging to do this with self-care. It's kind of like playing a twister game. So, yeah. This is the one for old habits, intergenerational imprinting, toxic imprinting. You need to do it 3 times. Show you the chart. I'm not high tech like some of the other people yet. Maybe someday. And again, the Chong, the chi energy, moving the chi energy between the kidneys, intergenerational patterns, treats cellular memory, genetic disorders, inherited traits, substance abuse, digestive center, grandparents, grandchild, ancestral imprinting, clears both muscle memory and cellular memory. And trauma. So we want to move beyond the trauma into our healing. That's interesting because, I don't remember. If I could see, if I sent it to this phone. Chart from the other day. Oh, battery. Because the bigger planets, they don't move that quickly. So, November 20th. Okay, yeah. So Mercury is in Ophiuchus right now. Okay, that's okay. Well, you asked for a star or moon in Hotep. So here we go. The Ophiuchus is the only constellation that's uh, modeled after the life of an actual person, and that is in Hotep. That's got to be significant. I mean, it is to me. And since Mercury is in the constellation of Imhotep, I'm going to do these combinations. And then we'll move on to the die. Removing toxic habits. And like when all this was going on, I was having really negative thoughts about myself and my future. And I was able to not entertain them, but they keep coming back. I just have to keep kicking them out. They're unwanted pests. I think if I moved away to a foreign country and just lived in the jungle for the rest of my days, I would miss being able to help people. I would miss that a lot. But I don't know. It's what's in here. Okay, gotta stop saying that. I know, gotta stop saying that. Okay, I'll keep a star moon for the next set. And I know, keep my heart as light as a feather. That's really important. And releasing doubt and fear from trauma. These are two good combinations. Okay. So let's start with, now we're going to do the opposite foot for, for this one. No, this one. Sorry. You can see it's on the top of the foot, but all the way over towards the baby toe. And then this one is on the top of the hand, opposite. So the first time I started on my right foot, so this time I'm going to start on my left foot. And you can see it, and the socks are clean. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's like right there, and then right there. Oh, so this is the soul journey through wellness. The constellation Sagittarius points at Ophiuchus. When you're looking at those, you're looking towards the center of the Milky Way when you see the teapot or the scorpion tail. Okay. Alrighty, and then we're going to do keep our heart as light as a feather. We have Aset and Ma'at, the solfeggio frequencies 852 and 741. Such a weird angle. Keep my heart light as a feather. Keep your heart light as a feather. Don't let all this crazy stuff weigh you down. It's just Babylon doing its thing. And we're here to resist and not give up. Actually, when the website designer showed me a file that had been, the date had been replaced with Silence is Golden, I was like, is this turning into a mystery? I've been watching mysteries on the Hallmark Channel, the garage sale mystery, the cookie dough mystery, these armchair mystery programs. Like, this sounds like a mystery. Who did this to my website? All right, so this one is about releasing fear from trauma, doubt and fear. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Usually when I'm giving someone a sound healing session, I don't share all the thoughts that go through my mind. This is just in my self-care. I don't usually do this. So what are my fears and my doubts? My fear is that my whole platform has been hacked by my perpetrator, MDT, and then he has the funds to keep it going indefinitely. That's my doubt. That's my fear. And I doubt that I can stand up to him. That's just being real. So when you face your fears, what do? You just do it anyway. Can't let your fears stop you from doing what you're here to do. I now I'm going to do the high frequency, the energy field. Wish you can hear better. It's really interesting. I don't know if the word is interesting. It's disheartening because the people that are actually hurting people, they don't receive violations. But the people that are striving to help people receive violations for helping people. Yeah, so we just have to be willing to live with that construct, even though it's not. Trauma, doubt, releasing trauma and doubts and fears that are left over from traumatizing situations. I mean, if you're living in America, you're living in a traumatizing environment like every day. Oh. And last but not least, keep our heart as light as a feather. And awaken intuition. Oh. And then start grounding. I didn't start with grounding. I finished my grounding. Yes, I did. But usually you do grounding at the end on your feet. So I'm putting it on my ankles right now. Ankles and balls of the feet. Okay, one more here. Yeah. Okay, well, at least I've talked myself into not walking away from the world. See if we got another comment here. Even though I have a huge wound around community. Yeah, it's just, I guess we just have to go through different communities, and then as we go through the experiences, hopefully our frequency is raised. And then if the other people in the community, if their frequency wasn't raised, then when you raise your frequency or if you lower your frequency, you're no longer in alignment with the community. And so then you have to leave. Unless the connection is so crucial to you that you're willing to change something about yourself to fit in with the community. I strive to not look at the community as the problem, because it's obviously working or thriving in some way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been attracted to it. But then at a certain level or moment, it no longer serves you, right? I mean, I don't know. I think you mentioned a little bit about the community you were involved with. Then also, when you see beyond the veil of illusion around the community or the leaders, then you can't possibly stay at that point. It's a touchy situation. And then, like in my case, speaking about my experience, YouTube, and this is for entertainment purposes only. When I've left spiritual or educational institutions, then can't you talk about your experience, or is it considered to be like talking about them behind their back, or are you talking bad about the whole organization or just your experience? It's really difficult. And I had to get to the point where I was making me physically ill to not talk about it. I'm talking about my experience with NDT and UT Austin. And then when I started speaking out about it, I felt stronger. But now it looks like I've been hacked for over 10 years. So I suppose you just have to keep finding another community. Keep looking until you find the community that's right for you, or create one, build one. But then when you start a community, you have to realize that eventually those people are going to grow beyond you, right? Like when you raise children, while they grow beyond you. They know more than you. They're better at things than you. And you still, your relationship changes. I guess that's what I'm trying to say with community. But then if you're in an organization and you have to put up boundaries to protect yourself from the other members of the community, then this is not the right community for you. They told me that you should stay so that you can get better at dealing with interesting personalities, so it's not your ego that's bruised when there's a confrontation, so you get better at handling confrontations or difficult situations. But even then, after a while, it's not serving you any longer. So again, it's not the community, it's about you growing and evolving. I think that's what I would say about that. But I believe that your experience, it was really traumatizing. So we can't say that every community is going to be the same way. We just have to know that there's always going to be people that want to hurt us. I mean, I think that's just the way it is. As much as I don't want to admit it, I believe that is the truth. I have to tell my truth, which is about how I've been harmed by community. I've tried building community and the narcissist tore it apart. So now I'm speaking out. My body can't hold the drama anymore. Yeah, I totally relate to that. That's why how I got into the sound healing. If it wasn't for these tuning forks, I do not know what type of life I would be living right now. I was completely immobilized. I was numb because of the pain. So yeah, you have to speak out. And if it's an organization that has like powerful leadership, and I don't mean powerful like they have power to help people. I mean powerful like they have connections, they have money to bring people down and speak out against them. Um, because like my videos yesterday, I noticed that someone from the organization um, saw one of my videos on TikTok, and I haven't heard from this person in a long time. And so, I'm just one. You just never know who will report you. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. That's one thing that I've learned from all of my trauma. It could be a trauma response, but it's allowed me to move from victim to survivor. Is I only trust myself. I don't trust other humans. I know that there's a divinity in everyone, and based on that person's relationship with their divinity, lets me know if I can trust them. So I had that for a while when I was in the organization, and then I realized, no, even very spiritual people have egos, and they could come out of a bag on you in a second, turn on you like that. So I just don't trust people. I love people, and I have friends, and I don't think they would ever, friends that I'm talking about, I don't think they'd ever do anything to hurt me. However, I'm always prepared. I always got my guard up that at any moment they could. At any moment. I feel staying silent is the root of my fiber. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is very true. Yes, Constance. Constance says, I feel staying silent is the root of my fibroid and endometriosis. Definitely, because trauma is trapped in our womb, and it's also stored in our root chakra. Like, it really is. The root chakra is also where financial freedom, security, stability is stored. And so if you're knocked off center from trauma, then you're not going to feel secure and stable. Well, Constance, one thing that really helped me, I suppose that's why I chose these two extraordinary vessels. Maybe you could screenshot it. The one that I got them backwards. Sorry, this one. No. This one, or just look them up. The Chong and the Dai Mai. Those are the ones. Those are my go-tos for dealing with trauma and releasing trauma. But it's an ongoing thing. Like I remember when I was working on it every day for like 2 years, and then things started getting better. And so I started addressing other issues, and then bam, it came back. So it's the kind of thing where you have to just keep going. You can't just do it, once and say, okay, I'm good. Or go, get a session, a Reiki session, or practice, or acupuncture, or say, okay, that took care of my trauma. I'm good with my trauma. No. And you're absolutely right. They say that the womb chakra and the throat chakra are connected. And that if you have trauma stored in your womb chakra, or your womb actually, it'll block you from speaking out. And so when we speak out, that brings healing. It releases the trauma. That's why my platform in 2014 was In the Silence, In the Violence. And that's why it's kind of creepy that whoever hacked my website and replaced half of the file's content with silence is golden. That's not a coincidence, It could be very serious. But then, if, like I said, if your perpetrators are powerful and you speak out against them, then that could bring more trouble for you. Like when I first started speaking out about NDT, I called a SA hotline, and the person answered the phone advised me not to ever talk about it. Don't ever mention it publicly. Don't mention his name because he's very powerful and he could destroy me. And at the time, I was like, I don't know. I gotta speak out. I'm hurting myself. So you just have to be prepared. But I agree. You that's one way to really heal your conditions is to talk about it, to share your story. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Okay, so that was sound healing self care, and then like here's an example of a meridian for an organ. See, it's not even anywhere near the small intestine, but it travels along the inner arm up the back. Now, this one is the one for the liver, the meridian. I guess it runs through the liver. But if you have any ailments like that, you can just, when my book is ready, you can buy the book. But to get the only way to get the information from Accutonics is to take the class. But I'm going to be having a class on self-care, so you'll be able to access the chart. But you could just look them up, Constance. Look up the meridians or the extraordinary vessels, and I would just hold crystals on the opening and closing points, or just your hands. You could just hold your hands over your womb, over the point that's 4 finger width below the belly button. It's difficult to do root chakra work on clients. I feel really weird touching that close to that part of the body, but I do it anyway. And then we also talked about the flower essences, and we talked about those last week. And I wrote down some for a formula that I'm going to make. If you're interested, I could send you some information on the flower essences for healing trauma. There must be like hundreds of them. If you're interested, I could do that. I know somebody said they were interested in getting their chart, but I wasn't able to do that because the app was not working. When all the things don't work at the same time, it's not a coincidence. Like all these things are happening right now. So I could interpret that to mean that I'm doing really great work, that these non-beneficial forces are responding to my work. Yeah, so I could take it as a compliment. Benevolent. What's the opposite of benevolent? Malevolent. Benevolent. Unkind, tight-fisted. Let's see, antonyms. Oh, here we go. Cruel, sadistic, vicious, savage, brutal, inhuman. That's the word I was looking for, though. Thoughtless, inconsiderate. Isn't there a word called malevolent? Malevolent? Am I making this up? No, it's a word. Malevolent. Having showing a wish to do evil to others. There we go. I know the word. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm really. I do feel different. I do feel better. I feel less hopeless. What is that? More hopeful. But what is hope? Okay. I don't see my other books. Okay, well, I had planned on reading since I wasn't able to get the chart. I found this interesting article on the 13-month sidereal system. So I thought that would be fun since you're not helping me today, internet. Book an appointment now. Okay, and I can share the screen if anyone wants to. Yeah, it's a word. Yeah, it has to be a word. Malevolent. All right. True sidereal astrology uses one of several zodiac systems and approaches in astrology. It's the only system that's based on the actual sky and our alignment with the constellations. Uh, okay. Okay. Okay, so the tropical zodiac is the one that most people know about. And basically, they just divided the orbit around the sun into 12 equal segments. They just did that. And I thought they told you when. Oh, so what they're saying is that the tropical zodiac is fixed on the seasons. So it's based on the seasons. So Cancer always starts at the beginning of summer, and um, Libra always starts at the beginning of fall, and Capricorn always starts at the beginning of winter, and um, Aries always starts at the beginning of spring. But that's not the way time moves. Malefic, causing or capable of causing harm or destruction, especially by supernatural means. Yeah, so in my opinion, Western imperialism is very malevolent towards humanity. Um, I, I suppose I won't know if that gets a violation until later today, but that's my opinion. Yeah. Okay. So the tropical zodiac is based on the seasons. It's not based on how the sun or the planets move through the constellations. There, it's admitted. It's not based on that. They just divided it into 12 equal segments. But there's actually 13 constellations, maybe more. Some of them are smaller. Let's see, 12 equal days, 12 equal hours of night and day. And it's not always like that. Other cultures say that the equinox is in February and October, not March and September, because they're based on the actual movements, not this man made system. Um, the tropical zodiac is not based on constellations as we align with them in our sky today. So it seems to me that's the system that we would want to use. I know I just jumped subjects from healing trauma to this system, but it's something I meant to talk about at the beginning of our time together. And now we have two sidereal systems. One is the one they used in the Hindu tradition. The word sidereal means all or with respect to the distant stars. But the Hindu Vedic tradition only includes the 12 constellations, and the true sidereal includes Ophiuchus or Imhotep. The sidereal and true sidereal zodiac are systems that honor our ever changing alignment with the constellations and interpret chart components based on our alignment with the stars, not the seasons. Uh, yeah, so I don't know. People are really attached to illusion, and I don't really know how to um, I don't really know how to talk to them. That's the part where I'm working with my ego, learning how to respond to egoism in others, and when it comes up in myself. That's why sound healing is really helpful, because as you can see, I clearly saw that I was identifying with my ego, and I'm striving to identify with my real personality. Like, if anything, that is one thing that sound healing session does for me. Um, but then when we're dealing like the violations, speaking truth in a world of fraud, illusion, and deception takes takes courage, it really does. And talking to astrologers who are fixated on the illusionary system, they get really angry. But in this other person, okay, this is the one I wanted to meet. Okay, here we go. In 221 AD, astrologers mapped the zodiac belt and tied the signs to seasons. Tropical astrology is seasonal astrology. This is the point in time where sidereal and tropical zodiac matches. Okay, so that's when it happened. 221 AD. That's what I never knew. I didn't know when did they do that. And so Christianity came for the Nicene Council. Is it 354? Let's see if they'll tell me on this. They might say it's illegal to ask that question. Have y'all heard of the Nicene Council? Anybody? Nicene. Oh, the Nicene Creed. I made that connection. First Council of Nicaea. Okay, it was 325 AD. This is when they made up the religion of Christianity. They had gone around to all the heathen, pagan, Aboriginal, indigenous descendants living in Europe and said, either you join this new religion or we'll kill you. Oh my gosh, that's from the Mr. Man of the Bible. It's not misinformation. I don't know. They'll unalive you. Oh my gosh. It's just getting worse and worse. So they fixed astrology in 221 AD, and then they made this religion in 325 AD. I keep getting those dates wrong. I thought it was 454. It's 325. And I wonder when they changed the music scale, because up until a certain time, the music scale was based on the planets as well, the tones of the tuning forks. That was the music scale. And I wonder when they did that. Nicene Council, 325 AD. I think the music, when they changed it from 425, which was based on the sun's diameter, to 440. Let's see, when did they change that? When did they change music scale from, oops, too many typos. change music scale from 425 to 440. Oh, yeah. In 1936, the American Standards Association recommended that the A above middle C be tuned to 440. Okay. Thank you for that moment to write this down. 1936 changed to 440. And then the solfeggio frequencies, when did they become so popular? Like I said, I'm still not sure of the origin of the solfeggio frequencies. Origin of solfeggio frequencies. The origin of the solfeggio scale can be traced back to a medieval hymn to John the Baptist. The first 6 lines of the hymn's music began on the first 6 consecutive notes of the scale. These frequencies are reputed to date back to ancient history, Kemet, and said to be the fundamental sounds used in both Western Christianity and Eastern Indian. That's interesting because I heard that he found them from uh, different paragraphs in a chapter from the Bible, different verses. So I really need to find that out. Medieval hymn. Even the term medieval makes me, like medieval, middle of evil. Medieval hymns. This other professor thinks that they were introduced by Guido d'Arezzo, a Benedictine monk. Well, I don't know. This guy says trace back to the 11th century. So nobody really knows. The 11th century. John the Baptist wasn't alive during the 11th century. They say that this is the source of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I don't know. I need to do more research. Well, I appreciate you all staying with me for today, holding my hand while I was trying to figure some things out. And I'm still here. I will be back tomorrow for Natarian Devotion on Thursdays. And then we're starting the yoga class on Fridays. Oh, I know I can do for a few minutes. We can do the meditation practice. Let me see if I can find this really quick. They call them platonic solids. Of course, I don't go for that. They're ideal solids. Shutterstock. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. I don't have to pay to view the image. Man, let's try this one. I'm sorry. I wanted to show the shapes. I guess they own all these images. What are we going to do? Okay. Okay, this one looks good. Okay. All right. Let's share this image. Okay. Platonic solids, but I call them ideal solids. Okay. So this is a meditation or part of a meditation that came through me October 17th, 2022. Constance, maybe this will help you. It certainly is helping me. Don't look at this, how much you have to pay in order to use the image. I'm just looking at the images. And we don't refer to them as platonic solids here. They're ideal solids because we know who we studied with. They don't have the, okay. Okay, yeah, they don't have the Merkaba. Okay, so with this new book that I'm working on, the Hesiu Neteru, corresponding the Aritus with the Neteru, the solfeggio frequencies with the Neteru. I have to find a way to, more equipment, and the ideal solids. So it's a 3-step meditation. First, you go through the chakras, then you go through the frequencies, and then you go through the solids. I suppose we could do it where you do all of them at once. You know, the Aritu, the frequency, and the ideal solid. But I wasn't instructed that way. I was instructed to go through each one separately. So let's just go over the ideal solids. And where's my chart? So sorry. So I already learned about the chakras from Kajara Ya's work, Raseki, Kemetic Reiki. And those are, let's see, we want to do the minute. I'm just going to talk crown, Mer, first eye, Kepra, unconditional love, Ob, solar plexus, Tech, the creativity chakra, and Sefkat is the root chakra. And then I have for the solfeggio frequencies, this is what not it's not in a book or anything. It's just what I've been doing. For the solfeggio frequencies, okay. I just can't resist playing my chimes even though I don't have a setup. All right. So when I do the meditation by myself, what I need to do is record the music that goes with the meditation. I don't have that yet. I don't even know if this is gonna work. Yeah, I'm stuff safe for next time. Yeah, they're all tangled. Okay. So for the solfeggio frequencies, I don't have the tone. Wait, I have this tone generator. Okay, it's already set for the first one. So that's for Nebuchadnezzar. I'm connected to the divine. And then we have $8.52. I have a tone generator. Look my eye, restoring divine order. Mukase. I awaken intuition. May our words be lotus blossom. $6.39. Look, need healing and connecting relationship. I'm gonna have to go high. New Caporal. Transformations, miracles, and healing DNA. New. I give birth to the light. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Or 17, not for someone. Yeah. There we go. Or 17. New. I give birth to the light. Facilitate change. New exhale can. I release doubt and fear. I sting the fetters of sin. Now this one, 285, to me what the corresponding nectar is yet. It's 285. Influences the energy field. Oops. This one's kind of low. I don't know if you can hear it. 170, 174. Removing pain. Yeah, that one I'm not sure either. It's either Anpu or Pata. I'm still working on that one. So those are the solfeggio tones. I don't know if you can hear them. This phone doesn't work very well, but you can easily download a tone generator when your chimes are all tangled up, and you could just do it that way. So we went through the solfeggio correspondences with the Neteru according to the Hesiod Neteru system from Osmanthus Temple, and now the platonic solids. All right, so the first one is not on here. The symbol is a sphere on the top of your head. You visualize a sphere. But before you do that, you can also visualize the current of energy that comes up and around, comes up from the ground, up your spinal column, and then around, and then also in reverse, going this way. So do that a few times. Inhale. Exhale, and then you start with the sphere on the top of your head. Nuk Nebuchadnezzar, I am the divine. I am one with the divine. Then the next one is the Merkaba, which also is not, well, I guess that is. No, that's icosahedron. The Merkaba is two pyramids interlocking. I'm sure you've seen a Merkaba. So you visualize it first at the first eye. And this is Aset. You inhale and exhale a few times. I usually do inhale 4, hold it 4, exhale 7. And then you visualize yourself in the center of the Merkaba. And you're seated at the center and visualize the top pyramid going one direction and the bottom pyramid going another direction. So that's how you can activate the Merkaba inside of you and all around you. So that would be Aset. And then we go to this one. It's like a basket. I call it a soccer ball. It's a dodecahedron. It's the 5-pointed object, but 3D. So you have the 1D here, or 2D here, and 3D here. So this is Jehuti, right, for cosmic communication, divine communication. So you visualize the soccer ball at your second aryu, throat chakra, spinning, and then visualize yourself. It's expanded to where you're inside of it. So at this phase of the meditation is for manifesting your desired objective, purified desire. It's not going to work for set. This is only for purified desires. Like Constance, we want her root chakra to be healed and pure and cleansed, and her life free of obstacles that are related to the trauma. She's moving from survivor to thriver. That's what this is about for me. That's what was helping me. Manifesting or giving birth to the vision that's been placed in me. So you sit in the center of this soccer ball, and it's spinning. And I still use the chakra color. So this is like turquoise, the traditional chakra color. So it's a turquoise soccer ball, and then you're seated in it, and it's spinning around. Because what I'm learning from this is how Kepra created, by using these ideal solids and the frequencies, and then he manifested the cosmic forces and elements. Elements are different arrangements and proportions of these solids and frequencies. That's what's been revealed to me. That's not misinformation. That's my own information for entertainment purposes. All All right, so that's Jyoti. And then the heart, of course, would be Ma'at. We want our heart to be as light as a feather. We don't want anything weighing on our heart. So that is the octahedron, which is supposed to be two pyramids together at the base. It's like a diamond. I don't know. I don't understand the image that they're showing me here. What do they call it? Octahedron. Yeah, 8-sided. Okay, so it's basically two pyramids connected at the base. So it's a diamond, your heart chakra, your Kepra, aryu, and it's rotating. And then it expands, and then you're seated in the center of this rotating diamond. Inhale 4, hold it 4, exhale 7. Okay. And then my favorite is the icosahedron, which is a 20-pointed star. They show them differently. I used to see it as a star with 20 points, but this is a object with 20 faces, 20 points. And that helps me because when I get overwhelmed with so many details of all the things that I like to be doing in life, and then I get so hyper focused on one, then all the other ones get ignored. And so with this icosahedron meditation for me, I just take myself back to I am an icosahedron star with 20 points of light. And my job is just to shine and radiate, not to only focus on one ray of light. So I do that quite a bit, even when I don't have time for the full meditation. I refer back to the icosahedron. I also consider myself to be more of a galaxy than a star because I'm covering such vast territory of information and passions or obsessions or interests and gifts and skills, and I can only devote so much time to each one, and I don't feel like I'm giving enough time to each one. But when I step back and look at everything is moving forward. So the icosahedron just helps me to remember that I'm a star. I'm not a ray of light. I'm a star with 20 points or more. All right, so that's the oh no, I skipped one. Sorry, I skipped the tetrahedron. The tetrahedron is the Ob. It's the solar plexus chakra, and that is a triangle. What is it? It's got 4 sides because it's 3 triangles put together, and it's got 4 sides. Was it 4 triangles put together? Yeah, 3 on the side and 1 on the bottom. But it's called a tetrahedron. That's why I always forget it, because it's a triangle, but it's 4 sides. So that's the one for willpower, and that is Ra Herakuti. You know, because we stand with Ma'at, we fight for Ma'at, we speak up for Ma'at, we stand with Ma'at, we're aligned with Ma'at, and we're creating Ma'at in our lives and in the world. So that is yellow, of course, solar plexus. So you visualize this tetrahedron rotating at your aryu. Oh, excuse me. And then expands, and then you're seated at the center. And then we go to the icosahedron for the womb chakra, which is orange, 20 points of light. So you visualize that in the center of your womb, this star spinning around. It's got 20 points, 20 rays of light. And then it expands, and you're seated in the middle or the center of the star, that you're the star. You are the light. It's not about giving birth to the light or or anything else. It's you are the light. You are the light of your world. That gives me a lot of comfort for some reason. And last but not least is the cube. What do you call a cube? Hexahedron, because it has 6 sides. and that is at the root chakra. That's Pata. That's giving birth to or manifesting um, your desired reality or your outcome. You use the energy of the ideal solids and you're giving birth to your manifestation. So that really wasn't a very relaxing meditation, but that was more about introducing you to the ideal solids. And in the near future, I'll have the music recorded in the background with the chimes and frequencies, and then we'll go through the meditation without me reading and all that stuff. So that was just an idea. I had to share that with you. I hope you got something from it. And I am going to be going now. Like I said, I have a client coming today. I'm very excited. This person is flying in from Arizona for a sound healing session. So I had someone flying from New York once for a sound healing session. That was a while back. So I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with me to the end and being with me while I was processing all this weird stuff happening to me, happening for me, to remember that adversity happens so that we turn towards the divine, not turn towards set or the easy way. And there's a way through all this, and I'm gonna navigate my way through all of this. So I appreciate you. Love you being here, and I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'm banned from my music channel going live, so I may just do that here and not say that word again. Okay, Hatep, thank you for being here. Do you have any more questions before I sign out or any more comments? Now's the time. Okay, do a Hatep.